right on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is The Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. Continuing on with my comments on the interference in political activity around the world with George Soros. Nigel Farage was on Fox and Friends at the weekend. There'll be a link on my site. And he was talking about George Soros and calling for an investigation on Soros's world activities that he says are not in the interests of any nation state. Unfortunately, Nigel was not able to mention, I think they're due to time constraints, that Soros's major claim to fame as far as Europe was concerned was how he destroyed the Bank of England in September 1992. He is also well known for other currency manipulations, and I quote, "A large part of Soros's multi-million-dollar fortune has come from manipulating currencies during the 1997 Asian financial crisis. Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir bin Mohamad accused him of bringing down the nation's currency through his trading activities in Thailand. He was called an economic criminal. As I said before, known as the man who broke the Bank of England, Soros initiated a British financial crisis by dumping 10 billion sterling, forcing the devaluation of the currency and gaining $1 billion profit. $1 billion profit. Take a listen to what Nigel Farage says about him and then make your own mind up yourself. And ask yourself this: why is Soros an advisor to Trudeau? Could it be that these two people agree that there should not be a nation called Canada, but there should in fact be open, unfettered borders? All you have to do is go to the number of websites that he is involved with, and you'll get the answer straight from his supporters. Take a listen. Your comments.
Nigel, it's no surprise to you that someone like George Soros would try to undermine the will of the people to pursue his open borders agenda. What do you make of the most recent attempt?
No, it's no surprise at all. In fact, I've been saying since 2011 that we all need to wake up to who George Soros is and how big his organisation is, and just get a handle on this. You know, his Open Society Forum has received $30 billion, not million, $1 billion. This is the biggest political campaigning organisation the world has ever seen. He has got an agenda, and there's nothing illegal in that, but he doesn't believe in what he calls nationalism and what I would call nation-state democracy. And Brexit was about saying we want to govern our own country and make our own laws. And this man, okay, so far we've discovered about $1 million that he spent on various organisations that want to overturn the Brexit result. I suspect that's the tip of the iceberg. If you really examine the money this man is spending across the whole of Europe, in America, to push his agenda, which is to get rid of the nation state and to encourage mass migration. And I'm just saying to people, you know, in an era when much of the media is obsessing about Russian collusion, well, if ever there was an investigation needed, it's into just what exactly has Open Society done over the course of the last few years.
So, Nigel, for those viewers of ours who don't really know who George Soros is, he's kind of a mysterious, shadowy figure. Briefly, just tell us, who is he?
Well, he's an 87-year-old. He was born in Hungary and lived as a child through the bad times there under Nazi rule. He came to the West, initially to London, then to New York. He's been in New York for the best part of 50 years. I mean, to be fair to him, he is one of the most successful stock market investors history has ever seen. You know, he's made tens of billions getting call after call right. So he's clearly a very clever man with a big political agenda. And there's nothing wrong or illegal in that. But as I say, normally, you know, wealthy people might put a few $1 million into what they believe in, whether it's the Democrats or whether it's the Republicans or whatever it may be. But in this case, we're talking about $30 billion. And it is literally the biggest and most powerful campaigning organisation that's ever been seen across the West, and we need to start talking about it.
You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Gab, and email. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments at Spreaker.com under A Radio, that's EHRADIO, A Radio. And please click on the like button. And you can find all my podcasts and morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com and click on the Morning Moments tab.